told you guys, cannot say I am late before 6:01. The stream started between 6:00 and no seconds and 6:00:59 seconds. So it is illegal. It is completely and totally prohibited to say that I am late. It's not allowed. So what should I start with? I guess I have junk. I have like random junk to talk about. Before I do though, I want to broadcast a statement from Keemstar, who is retiring. He is retiring from his job of host of Drama Alert. This video is 12 minutes long, and now that I think about it, he doesn't actually say anything interesting, so there's no reason to play it. Basically what he says is he wants people to audition to be the host. Oh, I forgot, the girl that he split up with this woman, by the way, and I thought that he was trying to like settle into like a trad life, right? He had hooked up with some girl in Buffalo and they had a kid, and I thought like, oh, he's like totally fucking moving on with this shit. That was literally his girlfriend's daughter, and then they split up, and the kid's gone too because it's not his daughter at all, and now he's alone again. I think he's single, and I think he's moving to LA. So we have maybe like 3 years before Keemstar is like sucking dick on OnlyFans just for fun. He doesn't even need the money. He just wants to suck dick, and he wants people to see him sucking dick. Maybe he's like he'll probably like date teenagers and stuff. I think he already is. LA consumes another soul. We have to keep LA satiated. LA is actually built on like an ancient Aztec burial ground, and we still have to do ritual sacrifices. They have this great set for Hollywood that's like a pyramid made in an Aztec way, and every so often they shoot a movie where they have to rip someone's heart out and tumble it down the stone steps to a cheering crowd of extras, and they do this to abate people, to abate the apocalypse, as predicted by the Aztec calendar. So Keemstar is doing his part. He desires to be sacrificed to the gods who have very complicated names that I can't pronounce. It's nice. Yeah, it is. They do it for our benefit. They're really great people, actually, when you really stop and think about it. So here's his great scheme, by the way. If you don't know, Keemstar is like an actual millionaire. I think he's like he went into the mobile game scene, and he shilled the fuck out of a bunch of mobile games that he probably paid like $40,000 for like some Estonian company to throw together in 3 months. And then he shills it. He makes $1 million. I mean, he really doesn't need to work again. But what does he want to do? He wants to go to LA, and he wants to hire someone to take his place on Drama Alert. So he doesn't want to be the face of Drama Alert, but he wants to own the rights to it, and he wants to hire people to cast for him. So he'll be paying the wage of whoever takes that job, and they won't actually inherit his show. He'll still be making money off of it, which I guess is smart, but it's the ethics here is questionable, I guess. And it really raises the question, like, don't most people who watch a show like Drama Alert like Keemstar? I get the feeling that the people watching that are more interested in Keemstar and less so about like the content. Like, if you took my show's format where you just read like the featured stuff on the forum and replaced me with someone else, it probably would not be the same show. Like, if you swapped me out for like Vito. Vito left a comment on my last video, by the way, calling me jealous. So just imagine if I was Vito for a bit and I was just reading the same shit from the site. Like, I can't imagine that it would be the same show when they track the same audience. I think it would be a little bit different. People would probably not be too happy about that if I just sold it to Vito. So that's the Keemstar. He's doing it on his 40th birthday. He wants to switch over before his 40th birthday, which I guess is a good time to do it. Chantal, she's really outdone herself this week. What happened is that Nadir, I think it's actually pronounced Nadir was accused by someone of sexually assaulting a woman, and the woman in question is like 70 years old. The accusation was that Nadir met her at her hotel room. They had planned to meet up. he raped her in the hotel room and then left. What's her face? Chantal was like, oh, I don't know if I could ever look at him again. I don't know if I could ever look him in the eyes again. I can't be around someone who could do that. You want to guess what happened, chat? Would you like to guess what the current situation between Nader and Chantal is? They got back together. Yes, of course.
This woman is like 80. Not saying that 80-year-olds don't get sexually assaulted. It happens. There's also like, if there's cameras, like he's seen her for like 10 minutes. Like that, the camera would prove that.
So right there, he's on camera. He was in her hotel room for 10 minutes.
There's footage of her chasing him down the street, and he's like, I gotta go. Like, she tried to, like, grab his dick and shit, and, like, no. Like, you know what I mean?
So she confesses explicitly that Nader, whatever, was caught on camera leaving her room after a 10-minute visit. His side of the story is that she came on to him as they were together in their room for 10 minutes, and then he decided, whoops, I can't cheat on my girlfriend. I gotta get out of here. And so he fled the scene. Does that jive with anyone? Would anyone buy that? Like, I realize that my chat is like anti-Me Too, right? But and I can believe, because I think it already happened, that someone like randomly accused him of rape. But he's on camera like running from this room, and it never got brought up ever in any context except after she accuses him of sexual assault. And her audience is so pissed because she confesses in this clip that he did see her, and she knows that he cheats because she's seen his second phone that blows up with random women that he has in his address book. So she knows he's cheating on her, and then he gets gonorrhea, which she didn't have before. Now she has gonorrhea in her throat because she gave him a blowjob after he cheated on her. And then the story comes out, and a person credibly accuses him of raping her, a woman that he should not have been seeing at all because he's in a relationship supposedly, and she just immediately takes a side. And you can see in her chat, this is simp mode. So these are the people who give her money. He did see her. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? Oh, they actually met with each other. He shouldn't meet up with women alone now/ever. Sandra says, and he saw her. Oh my god, there's footage of them. I really don't understand what compels these people to give her money, except they just want to see a train wreck. That's the Chantal update, I guess. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that Sailor Moon shirt. He wears this in public. He will go out with Chantal to the mall wearing this Sailor Moon shirt. He will wear multiple kinds of, like, he wears like those Studio Ghibli t-shirts, and he wears Sailor Moon t-shirts, and he's literally buying dresses for himself now because he intends to do a dress up as Ramona, his female alter ego, for Halloween, just as like a Halloween thing, guys. Tee-hee. So that's totally fucking happening. He's like so utterly cucked and destroyed now that he's going to tune out. It's inevitable at this point. He has no reason to live. His day-to-day life is a malaise. He could drop dead at any time, and nothing about the world would change at all. Literally nothing. I don't think Chantal would even notice for like a week, because she says he spends all his time up in his room. So it'd probably take a good week for Chantal to notice, and only because she would want him to go get McDonald's for her, and she wouldn't even notice the smell because they live in absolute fucking squalor. So just truly a depressing, horrific existence that nobody should ever wish on their worst enemy. He was asked a question, because if you don't know, Pete and Chantal were together for years, and during that time, Chantal got pregnant, and they aborted the baby, and they asked Pete, how do you feel about the fact that Chantal aborted your child? And he said, I'm very pro-abortion and women's rights, and neither of us were ready to be a parent, so it was her decision to make. And now he, by the wrath of God, has been castigated to the bowels of hell, a literal living hell, which is his day-to-day life. And Chantal is Chantal in a very different kind of hell, but still a living existential hell that you can't even fucking imagine. Speaking of payment processors, Stripe discriminates against witches. When I decided to start offering tarot readings, selling them through my website, and after building out my site on Square space. After a few months, I received a notice from Stripe that my sales violated the terms of service, as my tarot work seemed to fit under their broad category of psychic services and therefore was a restricted high-risk business. After emailing them back to defend my business to no avail, I restructured my payments to work with PayPal and continued to offer services through my website in a more limited capacity. This isn't funny at all. I wanted to see a freak. I put all that effort and I don't even get to see a freak. People who are obsessed with shiny rocks are fucking weird. The whole crystal thing, like Chris was into that. You know how much money Chris was spending on like crystals? This motherfucker was buying like giant Skyrim soul gems for his room, for his like witchcraft shit, and he was spending like hundreds of dollars on these gems. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Make locale inspired tarot cards. I've actually considered a 52 card deck with art. I would make Chris the Queen of Hearts. I had this all lined up in my head for who I would put on each card, all the way down to the numbered cards too. I could put a different person, like minor locales, and all the different numbered cards too. Here, this is one of my favorite stories of all time. Donald Trump spends his entire presidency doing nothing, right? And then at the very end, he has the Office of the Controller of Currency pass a regulation called Fair Access to Financial Services. The very last week of like his presidency, it's slated to go into effect like April 1st, which is great. It's a really good sign when the regulations you're desperately hoping for, so that you can actually access the fucking financial market, is slated to come into effect April 1st. And true to form, on January 28th, 8 days after Biden gets into office, it gets put on hold, and surprise, it's been on hold forever, ever since. If you are a witch and you're devastated by Stripe's behavior, you can go ahead and protest the Office of the Controller of Currency. Okay, there's a furry con. If you don't know, furry cons are infamous for being horrible places. Obviously, you go to these conventions and you fuck everybody, and that is the point of being a furry. But there is an enemy of the furry fandom. There is a subsection of furries who are universally reviled by all other furries, and these are the cub furs. They will wear diapers in public. So this guy named Ripley goes to a furry convention, and they have this horrific story of abuse and discrimination to tell when they get back. I was banned from Biggest Little FC Friday, and I had my badge confiscated. I went to FedEx on Thursday at 3 p.m. and was called a P***O. Oh, a pedo. I was called a pedophile by an employee for wearing this outfit. The manager, Donna, refused to use my pronouns and said, "We don't serve you people. We don't take kindly to pedophiles around here, boy. You're in the wrong town." You're not. You got to go back to LA where you belong, pedophile. And then escalated. This is his outfit. This is what he's saying. Got him called a pedophile. Con attendees stared on in horror. Two popufurs I recognized said, "It was appalling, and I filed a hatred report." Who do you file a hatred report to? Is that like a Washington thing? The situation accusing me of loitering as I was trying to find my image on Saturday afternoon upon arriving at 3 p.m. Johnny Rockets refused to serve me. Employees laughed in my face. Manager called me just a sick man. So I left the restaurant dejected. The security had then confiscated my badge at the door. This was the most transphobic con experience I have ever had in 20 years in the fandom. The con should be ashamed of how they acted or didn't act. The employees were hate mongers who violated their contracts, and they want to sweep it under the rug and silence my experience. I calmly handed over my badge, took my hat off as I was being detained by the con security head, and issued a verbal trespass from the Grand Sierra Resort security head, and said to the three, "Thank you for such a wonderful con experience. I hope people like me never come back." Well, I think that is a sentiment shared by many people. Oh, he has a Twitch badge. He has a Twitch badge. This is a Twitch streamer. He's a communist anarchist.
I appreciate you.
The sad thing is, I've thought about this. I think it would be fun to stream more video games. I have thought that it might be fun to do a VTube thing, just because I think it brand marks. Oh no, everyone's already saying no, and they don't even know. They don't even know what I'm gonna say, and they're already saying no. Oh god, the chat. My only fear is that people will think I'm a furry. If I do the dog, people will think I'm like Violet Ripley, and they'll think I'm like a furry, and I have like dragon dildos. Just do a face cam. Not a fucking chance. Hentai for life. That is not happening. Your hentai for life, your request to do a face cam has been denied. I am stamping that chunk and into the bin. Back to Ripley. His hat in that first picture belongs or is made by a company called Peekaboo, which does like adult-sized kid stuff, like kid clothing for age regression stuff. And multiple people in the convention said that they saw him in a diaper. Pretty funny to get patrolled by the furries. Like, the furry community is like the definition of intersectional. These people who are in this community literally wear masks, and they often wear full body costumes to the point where like your gender doesn't matter because they just fuck each other in the ass anyways. They're all mostly men. Your race doesn't matter. Like, what you do doesn't matter. Like, it is the most accepting community you could ever hope for, because it's like an opera thing where they all wear disguises all the time. And these people still can't fit in because they're pedophiles and they don't belong anywhere besides like a mass grave. So there's this guy. Oh, suggested accounts: Gutter Slut 666. Corpses, Juicy Fingers, Fatherless Behavior, Emo Empire. Oh, jeez. So let's take a look at this guy. This is from TikTok. Right off the bat, by the way, I looked at his profile, and I see this, and I click this. And he says, it's him putting on makeup. And he says, I lost my 50K followers. My account was banned. Please, TikTok, help me get my peeps back. So he's asking people to share this because he lost all his subscribers. What do you think this guy could have possibly fucking done to get banned from TikTok, guys? What do you think he might have done? He's like a proper wigger, by the way. I don't know how this happens that a wigger ends up becoming a tranny, but it happens. So this is him just being said that he's not like an emo girl, I guess. In the set, so he's like putting up a video of like random stills of like alternative looking girls, and then he puts himself in front of it, and it's just the most embarrassing. He has crystals on his shirt. Chat, what is it with the crystals, bro? What the fuck is this? If you see anyone who collects crystals, stay away. There's some dark shit happening in their head where they feel affinity with rocks. He then also puts videos of his kid on the internet. And because he's a wigger, by the way, so he does her hair and he does braids like a little black girl. I had little black girls in my class, and their mothers would do their hair exactly like this. So he's like dressing his daughter up in like black cosplay, blackface. And this is him just like in like a dress with like fishnets on. This is a father. This is a man who's like 30 something. I think he's 31. And he has a child that he apparently has some rights to visit. And he goes out in public just like this. How does this happen, chat? Is that supposed to impress me? Like, what the fuck is this? How did he get 50,000 followers? Gross. Oh, and he has a pit bull because he wants to be black so fucking bad. Look at that violent little fucker. If you have pit bulls, I hate you. Stop breeding those fucking things. Is this really an account called Gutter Slut 666? Oh my god, all those piercings. Is this what TikTok is? She looks like she's in a crack house. Oh my god. This is hell. This is literal hell. Look at that fucking makeup. She's like a clown. What the fuck is this? Oh my, this is disgusting. I hate these people. There is a subreddit called Queerception, and not like Inception. It is a subreddit dedicated to the non-reproductives breaking their caste and trying to become reproductive non-reproductives. One of these is pregnant. They're both women, and one of them is pregnant. I guess this one because she's eating pickles, right? Like, that's the meme. This is one of their top posts of all time. The things I try to do and conceive. I'm laying in the back of my car in my donor's works parking garage, having just self-inseminated. And this person asks, okay, I'm going to ask, did you drive to his work, wait for him to provide a sample of knuckle children while on break, and then walk out to your car? And she says, almost. I drove to his work, handed his bag with a sterile cup and sperm-safe lube. Then I waited for him to come back. This method was only used because of our busy schedules. Preferred method is doing this in one of our homes. And I think there is another one where she explains, he is my platonic boyfriend. I am polyamorous. We love each other, have a relationship, but are not sexually intimate. He and his wife offered when my female to male husband and I got together. And then she went to his work and he jerked off into a cup and she basted herself like a turkey with cum and lube and sat like this in her fucking car in the parking garage of a warehouse waiting for the sperm to get up in there. And then guess what, chat? Posted by UH Bird Girl 2 years ago. Update, husband's getting top surgery 2 weeks before my due date. And then she talks about how her baby won't drink the last of its bottle but will drink from a new bottle. So it worked. She got pregnant from this fucking cup of this soy boy polycule bullshit, and then had a child with another woman who chopped off her tits right before the due date, and now she's bottle feeding it. We live in a society. We are fucked. These are the people that you are being told every day you have to bend over backwards for. This is one of your Jannies speaking. We had a fair few comments and complaints, and we have decided that we will no longer allow the term natural insemination. Please label it donor penile vaginal insemination from now on, as all ways of getting pregnant are natural, and being queer and reproducing is not unnatural or artificial. Ideally, we use the medical terms, and we don't really need to use the term artificial either. A bot we are working on will recognize the words natural insemination and remove comments with this wording, giving you a chance to change the words so your comment still appears. We want you to know that we support all the ways that queer people used to conceive, but we have now read several times that people are told that having penile vaginal inseminations will increase the chances of getting pregnant. This is not supported by science or peer review as of right now. Whether the ejaculate shoots out of a penis or of a syringe makes no difference. Recent papers say that heterosexual couples who could inseminate via penis and vagina, or who could not inseminate via penis and vagina due to erectile dysfunction or other causes, syringe method worked very well, and 70% of couples got pregnant with this chemicals, which is equivalent to sex. They can't even call it sex. Just call it sex. Why does it have to be like 8,000 words long? Finally, we will not be using a bot for this, but we would like users to be respectful. A distinction between a true known donor and an internet donor. A true known donor is someone you know. A friend, a sibling. What the fuck? I'm reading that right? They're saying that if you get knocked up by your brother to help your lesbian relationship, is that, I mean, that's literally what they're saying, right? Okay. And they take issue with the term natural insemination, but getting fucked, sorry, not getting fucked, that would be incest, that would be wrong, but becoming artificially inseminated by your brother, now that's okay. A person you found on the internet and meet solely to inseminate is not a known donor, and we would like our users to call them internet donors, or some other word you prefer that is not known donor. What the fuck is the point of this statement, besides to express that they don't care if you get knocked up by your brother? You know, this is not something that you would come up with on your own. This person, Queerception or Burrito Siren, knows someone who was impregnated by a sibling. They have to know that, and that's like their subtle jab to normalize this as a concept. Oh god, they're a doctorate! This person is a doctor. This is a fucking teacher at an elementary school now. I bet you fucking money. This person is teaching your kids right now about getting inseminated by your fucking brother. That is what's happening. I guarantee you. I bet money on it. I can't even call her a non-reproductive because she's injected her brother's sperm into her uterus, and now she's a mother to the next generation of hobgoblin misfit fuckheads that are gonna ruin the world for everyone. Soon to be trans dad, 35 weeks with twins. Finally able to bind again after 28 months of pregnancy, nursing, and wearing boob recovery. Ordered a completely different product, but China sent me this. It's been a family keepsake since. Love, go along. Wish same-sex marriages for homosexuals. Xi Jinping is sending these over to fuck with us intentionally. Gay dad creates LGBT family's coloring book for his daughter. I feel like the chances of that daughter being molested are way less than the boy's shot. The boy is fucking doomed. House of queer refugees from Kakuma refugee camp were burnt by homophobes a few weeks ago. Deep breath. I feel better. These people are not so common. These are the minority. Because you have to remember, right? You're a female to male. So getting pregnant is not gender euphoric. It's the opposite of being a man. It's the most unmanly thing you could ever possibly do is be pregnant. And male to females will have no womb, have no ovaries. They'll never be a woman. They're a twisted, cruel mockery of God's perfection, right? So they don't have to worry about that. At least until we get the insertable wombs with the built-in blenders. Russia will never nuke us. They're gonna get us back for bleeding them white during World War II. Okay, they're gonna let us die a slow death. Putin's never gonna put us out of our misery. This happened, which I find funny.
You want me to sign a fucking meme?
Yeah.
Of the worst day. Get the fucking Chinese camera.
It's a boogie at like a convention or something at a table, and they asked him to sign a picture of him holding the gun from Frank Castle's point of view, and he gets all indignant about it. I want you to sign that fucking meme, boy. Sign like a pig, boy. Suey, yeah. Just truly disturbed man behind that camera. No wonder why Boogie is so offended by it. With that, that's all. I will see you guys on Halloween Day. Bye-bye.